Hi, it's Dana. Time for this week's question. Comes from Holly, and she writes, I have finally succeeded in teaching my 7-month-old how to put herself to sleep in her cot. Congratulations, that's great. This is working well at night, and she'll then stay asleep, but during the day she does the same thing but only sleeps for 20 to 30 minutes. How can I get her to have a decent day's sleep instead of these little cat naps here and there? Okay, well, you're off to a great start, Holly. I mean, basically the first step is just getting a child to fall asleep on their own in the crib, and goal number 2 is that it's for long enough. And I find, I don't know how long you've been working on it, but I find that naps can take weeks to get longer. And really celebrate each step of success. It's great that she's putting herself to sleep on her own for her daytime naps, and the lengths will come. It just takes a bit of work. Now, there's a few things you can do, you can try to encourage her to sleep a little bit longer, and it really depends on the baby. What works for one might not work for the other, but I'm going to give you both scenarios and you can try them out and see if one works for her. And that is not to change anything, still put her down and let her fall asleep on her own for the nap, but then be close by at the 30-minute mark, because that's a tricky time during a nap. It's often a little wake up in the nap, and the hope is that the child just goes right into the next cycle and kind of puts them together, but it can be tough. So at the 30-minute mark, be close by, and when you hear her stir, right when you hear her stir, go in really quickly and quietly and see if you can just coax her back into another cycle, even if it means you pat her bum a little more than you normally do, or you stroke her forehead, or you shush her a little bit and tell her it's still sleepy time. It's cheating slightly because it's more than I would ever suggest you do on the put down, but if you just do it at that one time, the little wake up between the cycles of a nap, you can help her retrain her body to sleep for longer periods of time. And you'll know if it's going to work, it's going to work within the first 5 minutes you're in there. If it doesn't work after 5 minutes and she's just now really awake and does not look like she's going to go back to sleep, go ahead and get her up. There's not much else you can do. She's had a cat nap. She's not going to be as tired. If you try to wait her out, you could be waiting a long time. So give that a try. The other option is to not go in at all. If she wakes up after 20 minutes, you just think, well, that's not long enough, and I'm going to try to get you to go back to sleep, and give her a good, 10, 15, even 20 minutes before you go in. Maybe you poke your head in just to make sure she looks like she's all right, but give her a good solid chance to go back to sleep. She may, and she may not, and if she doesn't, then just go ahead and get her up. You can't, one thing to keep in mind is, as frustrating as it is, you can't force a child to sleep if they're not going to sleep. You can just make sure the timing is right, make sure you give them every opportunity to take a great nap, and then the rest is up to them. And the good news is it'll come. It just takes a bit of work. So thanks for your question, and really celebrate your success. You've done a great job so far, Holly, so keep it up and sleep well.